Welcome. This is your district-wide update. It's packed with stories that share the Dubuque Community School District experience. Let's get started. Sometimes the tale behind a story is just as important to tell.
4 nights straight.
And this tale happens to be about two very different teams crossing their crafts to create a powerful performance.
And this is actually returned.
While the students of Dubuque Senior High School speech team were preparing staging, lines, and music for their choral reading, an idea of elevating their props took them to the school's newly formed coding club.
You can do a lot with just actors, but the main purpose of a story is getting your message across, and things like sales, it helps reiterate the purpose of the performance.
Together, they hashed out ideas on how to rig giant lighted cloth sails that could be programmed to turn on and change colors with the touch of a button. Collaboratively, the club started from scratch, sewing, programming, and soldering their visions together.
You brought together people who just did speech versus those people who only had computer science. It's a whole lot of work, and it's been a really fun thing to watch them both learn from each other.
The choral reading group was selected to perform at the All-State Speech Festival, and that's where this tale wraps up, and we learn that speech and coding aren't as different as they may seem. They're both forms of art that are just told in different languages.
Every single person puts so much heart into making the performance a really well-rounded piece of art.
You create things, you make a computer say hi, hello to you, ask you questions. It's like an art to me. I just think that's amazing, and that will revolutionize the world.
Congratulations to both groups on the successful CrossClub Collaboration. Proficiency, growth, and achievement, all areas the Dubuque Community School District strives to help our students succeed in. However, equally important, our students' development of a strong sense of value and character. We encourage that growth throughout the district in various ways, and helping us is a longtime partner, 2x2.
2x2 character development is helping kids develop really good, positive character. And when I talk about character, I'm talking about respect and kindness and empathy and just being those good citizens.
2x2 offers its program to all district second graders and a growing number of fourth graders. And a central part of the experience is through the care of an animal. Second graders take the individual responsibility of a small pet, while fourth graders cooperatively care for a larger one.
We found out what our families were going to be and our pet and what the core value of our pet was. This is Ivan, and her core is responsibility. It kind of gets difficult, but you can't just give up on it. You have to just make it work.
As kind-hearted kids, students take the ownership of these fluffy cotton-filled animals seriously, making character tangible and real.
It's my responsibility to treat a real dog how I want to be treated. I usually take her for a walk, let her go outside, play with her. We're supposed to be kind-hearted kids, and they want us to respect her, and that's exactly what we do.
A big thank you to 2x2 for being a part of our students' self-development inside and outside the classroom. Below the lights, the set and audience of Stephen Hempstead's stage production of Spamalot sat a small group of musicians, the Pit Orchestra. Now, musicals are notorious for challenging instrumental music, and Spamalot was no exception. However, instead of shying away, the Pit embraced the music and brought in some professional musician mentors.
The idea was, let's bring in a couple mentors and give them that opportunity to hear us play, but also for us to teach them how to read the book. My best playing developed through playing musicals as a high school player myself.
Compensated through ticket sales, these 3 area professionals acted as musical coaches, leading, encouraging, and guiding our students to an elevated level of playing.
They were a huge help. At the beginning, it was a little rough, but they stepped in and made it really easy to follow. I think it was even more fun because we got to see our progress.
This investment to create a more professional atmosphere was an investment in our students' experience as young musicians.
It's creating that semi-professional environment. They see how it's done by those professionals, not only how the notes are played, but also how they carry themselves and how they act responsibly.
From the prelude to the bow, Hempstead's production of Spamalot was quite the show. Bravo to all. This bonus story exhibits 2 living museums that popped up at our schools. At Prescott Elementary, museum goers traveled through a wax museum featuring 4 of the world's habitats and visited the animals that live within. Now, I'm not sure if you caught this, but those animal wax figures are actually Prescott first grade students. And with a push of a button, they tell you some facts.
I am a golden poison dog fox. I live in the rainforest. There's more than 200 kinds of me. I'm powerful enough to kill a jaguar.
I am a seal. I live in the Arctic. Baby seals are called pups. Seals have blubber and fur to keep them warm.
This video tour continues with Kennedy Elementary's Living Museum of Our Nation's Heroes. Again, these aren't real statues featuring icons like Betsy Ross and the Wright brothers. They're Kennedy's second graders who were applying their biography knowledge learned through a D21 reading unit.
It was fun because I got to see familiar faces come up to my spot, and I got to show other people Sally Ride. She is an astronaut, and she was the first American woman to go up in space.
I told people that I didn't speak until I was 3 years old, and my first words were, "The soup is too hot." And I like doing science. Latin, science.
Wow, what a great display from both schools. Well, that's what we have for you this time. Stay connected with us by checking out our website, www.dbqschools.org, or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.